Hello everybody! Welcome to my analysis of Super Mario RPG, the new trailer that just came out for last week's Direct, as well as the shocking announcement of Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door getting remade for Switch. Absolutely crazy stuff. So, some time ago I put out a couple of videos on Super Mario RPG and the future of the franchise. Never in my wildest dreams would I thought we would get, another Paper Mario title this soon. But the Thousand Year Door, classic Paper Mario, just like the first game. It's technically the second game of the series, but it is amazing that we are getting traditional Super Mario RPG, turn-based combat. So I am just super ecstatic. I cannot wait to go ahead and cover these games. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this underway. So, starting with Super Mario RPG, because, that's kind of what I built some of my most popular stuff on YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and mute this. Opening up the trailer immediately. It just, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So, we have them in the Mushroom Kingdom where Peach comes out of the window. I think she comes floating down here. Not a lot. You can see Mario is much more animated when he hits the barrels, but again, this is all stuff we come to expect from the remake at this point. I love how he's completely flat when he got flattened by the thwomp here. I just thought that was a pretty neat little touch, because I think in the original model of the game, he's just the same as he was after he got hit, just lying down. Oh my gosh, just everything looks absolutely amazing. So, towards the beginning, they explain action commands. And they confirmed what we all basically knew. Perfectly timing an action command commits AoE damage. So that was something that we suspected in our first analysis video. I mean, it's not rocket science. Everybody else kind of figured that out as well. Having it officially confirmed is pretty nice. They also confirmed that this gauge does indeed fill when you hit action commands. I think I suspected it could be multiple things, but seeing that it fills whenever you hit timed hits, and then it's a streak kind of thing where if you hit multiple in a row, it climbs more, it gives you bonuses. Super cool stuff. So here we learned what these cutscene moves that they were doing in battles. They are called triple moves. So you see a nice little image here where Mario, Mallow, and Gino are basically just blasting the crap out of the Czar Dragon. So that's always super cool. And then you can see that pretty much every single combination of three characters is going to have their own triple move. And I really like to see Mario and Mallow kind of throwing the elements at the enemies. And then Bowser comes in with the bomb at the end. Super cool. And then one thing I want to note, because I thought this was super neat detail, that we can see that whenever you hit enemies with a specific attack or element, it will show whether or not they're weak to said attack. So that was something that was not in the original game. So pretty neat little detail that they're adding. I think obviously you could tell whether something was weak against something in the original game just by looking at the numbers. Super neat that they're going out of their way to make the game more accessible and just making it more obvious when you're hitting an enemy with the weakness. I wonder if it's going to say whether it resists or not as well, but super duper neat. So here, this is where Mario, runs into Booster. They're probably going to do the optional Booster fight here. But here's an interesting bit. So this is the part of the trailer where they confirm that you can rematch bosses in the post game. And I don't know whether that means you have to fight Smithy first and you're done, or if you just have to get to Exor, or what part of the game they'll be accessible. But they said post game rematches, because you can see here Bowser was not originally in the scene because he's not unlocked until Booster Tower. So not only are there post game boss rematches, but it appears that they have more story as well. So this is super awesome. So you're seeing Punchinello asking about Bowser, the chain chomp slinging one, which is super cool. And then you can see that Johnny is asking Mario to a rematch. This is super dope. And then you can see here that they're talking a lot about the brutality of these bosses, how much stronger they are. I mean, look at this. 9,999 damage across the board. That's Final Fantasy numbers. I think the only way you see those numbers in the original game is if you hit a Geno Whirl. So, super duper dope. I absolutely cannot wait. I wonder if you're going to be able to face him as many times as you want, or if it's just one and done, you only get to rematch each boss once. And then if it's specific bosses versus, all the bosses being, capable of rematching. So, super cool. This looks like it's Peach's, Mario's, and Gino's triple move. You can see here Mario has the lazy shell, so the lazy shell is in fact returning. You got Boomer right here, which is super duper cool. Oh, this is the best part of like the trailer in terms of like confirmations, in my opinion. We have confirmation that the shiny stone and the shiny stone door is returning. So this means they didn't cut the Helix fight. At least I hope they didn't replace it with something else. But this right here, super dope. I'm just ecstatic. I can't wait to rematch Helix in HD. I wonder if he's going to be a sprite like he was in the original game, because in the original game I think he's a 2D sprite model. And I know for the original Japanese translation of the game, he was talking about like the power of 3D and stuff like that. We didn't actually get that in the translation or the localization of the English version. They kind of made some consume time and space, you know, thing going on for him. So I wonder if they're gonna retranslate that and how this is gonna look in the remake. Like Helix, oh my gosh, I'm so ecstatic. I'm glad they didn't show it off, because I'd rather go in blind than just react to it. It's gonna be great. So here, Gino dropping in on Boyer. This scene right here, where they're all getting sucked into the vortex, I would imagine this is probably the scene where they all get sucked up by Exor after they beat Exor in the fight. So that would be my suspicion. I can't imagine it being any other cutscene. Definitely looking forward to that. So we got some other things for Super Mario RPG before we get too much more into detail. So I have a tweet here from No Context, where as you can see here, there are options to swap the music from the Switch version of the music to the Japanese version of the music, or to the Super Nintendo version of the music. Oh my gosh, I'm stuttering so bad. And that is so dope. Like, I cannot stress being able to switch between the original soundtrack and the remix soundtrack. It's like a super cool accessibility option, and I just really hope that they put it in the Thousand Year Door remake as well. Awesome stuff there. Absolutely just awesome stuff. I love what they're doing. Moving on to the next bit of Super Mario RPG news. We actually have updates to Super Mario RPG Japanese website with lots of new screenshots and overworld stuff, and I can't wait to get into a lot of these because we got a lot of cool stuff here. So we open up with the picture of Mario getting bounced from Exor at the beginning of the game, where Peach, Bowser, and Mario fly off in different directions. You can see Peach and Mallow here, the bottom right. I don't know what this says. I don't have a way translating it. I actually have Google Translate set to English, and it doesn't translate because I think this is an image instead of like actual text, but that's fine. So you get an image of all the bosses. You got Mac, Yuridovich, Boyer. I think these are screenshots from the initial trailer. You can see this is after Exor starts to land and splits the Star Road. So pretty cool stuff there. Mario, Gino, and Mallow beating up with Bowser for the first time. So let's scroll down here. So you can see this picture of this awesome world. I think this is all stuff we've seen before, but the cool thing is you can actually click on each picture and it'll show you screenshots that I think haven't been available up until now. And we don't have to click on each one individually. You can just scroll through them. So you can see here we have Bowser's throne here, along with the chandelier lights that are above it for where you fight both Bowser as well as Boomer. So pretty dope stuff there. Here we get some screenshots of the Mushroom Kingdom. So you can see here towards the bottom, this is after you beat Croco, and then this is before the Mac fight. Speaking of which, if Mac's a rematchable boss, where would they put him? Because would they, I don't know if they put him in the Mushroom Kingdom, because like that'd be like a second invasion or something. So, you know, interesting stuff there to find out. Can't wait. Moving on along here, we have Tadpole Pond. You see Tadovsky down here with the tadpoles for the bit where you have to put the notes together for the song, which always a super dope section of the game. Then obviously you have the lineup going to Frogfucius here. Absolutely gorgeous. This game looks so gorgeous. Oh my gosh. So screenshot here towards bottom left, you can see the Yoshi's racing with Mario racing. You have 4 of the Yoshi. So this is after Yoshi and Mario beat Boshi at the one-on-one matchup, which was super cool. And then this is, you know, just an overworld one where these 2 Yoshis are racing. And then you can see there's a hatched Yoshi up here. You can see that the 2 Toads, I think it's Raz and Rainy, they're on their honeymoon here. So just super dope. Super dope. Oh my gosh. So moving on here, you see screenshots of the minecart section from Mole Village. You can see it's 1-to-1 to the original. It just looks so good. Oh my gosh. Moving on along here, we can see that Rye Bones kind of changed their design to where they match more modern Mario versions of the Dry Bones, but they kept the Scythe guys the same. If you're worried about Dry Bones design kind of like being changed to the original, I think that's the only example of the character designs being more changed to like what the current modern designs are. And I think Dry Bones is just, it's whatever, it's fine. And not to worry, that's not the case in the Thousand Year Door remake. Interesting there. I love the lighting for the ship overall. It really feels like it's a ship underwater, especially how you can see like the water shining in through the windows and stuff like that. You didn't quite get that same feeling in the original, so it's just, they're doing such a superb job with this remake. Here we see the cliff at Land's End, where Mario has to jump and ascend the cliff. So I can't wait to go for super fast times on that to get the reward. And yeah, the bit with like the whirlpools there, everything just looks fantastic. Moving on here, we are in the volcano. But you can see here they have the shop and everything where like you can buy items and armor, items, and then there's the end as well. It's just super duper cool. They have all this here. The lava looks fantastic. It's just chef's kiss. And then, you know, that's all of them for like the ones on the world map. So we have a character tab here. They show off all the characters, including some of their special moves. You can see here that they've added a timer to Mario's fireball attack. So I imagine it's mash the A button as many times as you can before this timer expires. You can see here they're fighting on Star Hill, which I believe it's one of the first screenshots or images we've seen of Star Hill since the game's been announced as remade. So super cool stuff there. I absolutely love it. Moving on to the next screenshot, we can see Mallow using Shocker on the enemies. See this nice little screenshot here of a cutscene. I'm kind of curious where this is at. My guess would be Nimbus Links. You see clouds in the background, but really this could be anywhere. Like, who really knows? But Mallow's looking great. The glow up is so real. I love it. Gino here, I don't think we're seeing anything new here. This is him using, I guess this is the triple attack, but I don't know if this is the triple attack leading up to the one Mario, Mallow, and Gino used, or if this is like an individual super attack. Don't have a lot of context here, but I'm guessing it leads into the Mario, Mallow, and Gino one that we saw at the beginning of this trailer. So Gino Flash here looks absolutely great. Got Bowser here using what causes the enemy to have that fear status, which decreases their defense by a lot. Looks fantastic here. Absolutely love it. And then finally Peach here, bringing Gino back to life with her second special. Just incredible stuff. So you also have renders of all the other characters. Croco here looks fantastic, and I can scroll through them and go through all of them. I think it's only the confirmed characters we've seen so far. It doesn't even have all of them. Let's go ahead and go to the battle here. So one thing I noticed, the victory renders for all the characters have changed. So Mario and Mallow no longer do the peace sign upon victory. They kind of do this yay I won kind of thing, which is pretty cool. Then you got Gino with the iconic arms crossed, head nodding, and then Bowser with like the stance. Like, oh my gosh, love it. So they go into a bit more detail. You can see here that the classic menu with the buttons in each direction for selecting everything is the exact same. You can see here that it looks like they went with the Super Famicom colors instead of the colors for the Super Nintendo, and I think that all versions of the game, including the US version, I think it's pretty dope. I think the Super Famicom colors fit just as well for this title as the SNES ones do. Really cool stuff. So they talk about all the different kinds, like special attacks, physical attacks, items, and then here you saw Mallow do a little bit of a spin before using his lightning storm attack. That was an animation that was not in the original game, and again you can see the exclamation mark for the timing. Just super dope stuff that they're making it easier for people. The item slot and the block slot that I feel like most people don't use unless there's like an unblockable attack like the breaker beam or something. But yeah, super cool stuff. So here, I wish I could translate this. It's nice how you have the Toad that does like the guides and the walkthroughs in game down here as well. I think they're just describing the timed hits here and how it works, but again, there's no option to translate it, which is pretty unfortunate. Another option here about timed blocks, which is super dope. I wonder if you perfectly time a block. Oh, actually, you know what? This is perfect. So you know how in a lot of the screenshots you've seen for the trailers, they have this Final Fantasy-esque barrier blocking the characters when they hit blocks. I suspect when you perfectly hit a block, you get that Final Fantasy-esque kind of barrier as like a perfectly timed guard, and then you'll take 0 damage anytime you do that. Otherwise, if you just get a timed block pretty well, you'll just take you know, a reduced amount of damage. So it's pretty cool that they're increasing the skill ceiling. I mean, the original was like that as well, but getting a perfect block versus a regular block, there was no visual difference other than the damage you took. So super cool that they're differentiating it quite a bit. So going on here, you can see that this isn't the first timed hit that they've hit in this section here, because you can see here that Mario hits a timed hit here, but this one does not do AoE damage. But here, you can see it does AoE. I suspect that it's the same thing as like the timed blocks. If you hit a timed hit absolutely flawlessly, you're gonna get the AoE damage done to all the enemies. So I imagine that's what this is here. Pretty cool. Like I said, it feels like they're rewarding you for being like more skilled at the game. But this game is accessible enough to where like you don't have to be like that amazing to finish it. So I just love this kind of stuff here. And you're seeing the chain increase whenever they hit stuff. So I think here's where they describe the way chains work. So whenever you hit a timed hit, you can see here that the chain increases each time. And then I think after hitting so many hits in the chain, that's when those buffs apply to the characters. So super cool stuff. Like I said, it seems to really be rewarding the skill. So going here, it looks like they're showing off the triple attacks again down here. This is Mario Mallows and Bowser's again. I just love the fact that they're riding in the Bowser cart, and then Mario Mallow is just tossing stuff before Bowser goes with the bomb. Love it. You see here screenshots of all of them. Looks like Peach and Mario and Genos is going to be an AoE healing slash buff, which is very fitting because in this team comp, it typically resorts to Mario doing damage, Peach being a heal bot, and Geno just using Geno boost on everybody, while occasionally throwing in like an occasional attack. So I think they understood exactly what every team composition is supposed to do, and the triple attacks really reflect that, so I love it. And the fact that there's a unique one for every single combination of characters, oh my gosh, I love it so much. That's everything we have for the website. Let's go ahead and go into the 1,000-Year Door trailer. So I don't need to tell you guys exactly how utterly stunned I was to see this trailer. So for context, I put a video a while back on the channel for Super Mario RPG, the direction of the franchise, and I made a pretty cynical comment about how I didn't think Paper Mario would return to form. I think it was more likely that we'd see more Super Mario RPG titles like the original. I didn't think we would see traditional Paper Mario again, but Nintendo shut me up. They showed me this. And like the fact that they didn't even wait for Super Mario RPG to come out before announcing this, just my mind is blown. Like, I think turn-based Mario RPG and the games that fans have been wanting, we are in the best timeline right now. I mean, sure, did 64 need to glow up a bit more than 1,000-Year Door? Absolutely. But you know what? This is the best Paper Mario title, objectively. Like, I prefer 64, but like, objectively speaking, this is an improvement on the original in any way, and it's better than every game that came after it. So like, yes, this is the objectively best Paper Mario game, and the fact that it's getting remastered, like fans have been asking for, and hopefully people buy this game. Like, I just want to preface this right now to everybody. I'm going to point at you at the camera right now. If you guys have been asking for traditional Paper Mario like the first two games, you need to buy this game. You need to buy this game. This is your opportunity to vote with your wallet and to send Nintendo a message. This right here is what we want. We don't want Sticker Star. We don't want Color Splash. And Origami King's not a bad game. It's a good game. But we don't want that either. This is what we want. Buy this game, people. You hear me? Buy this game. Okay, enough of that. So let's go ahead and analyze the trailer. So opens up with the book section here, which is super cool. I was actually tripping during this section because once they showed this screen, they played the title theme for Paper Mario 64. And I was like, oh my God, is this the 1,000-Year Door? No fucking way. And then they started playing the title theme for the original Paper Mario. And I thought, is this a package remaster of both games? What the fuck? Oh my God. And like, I started losing my mind, but no, it's still 1,000-Year Door. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the details. Luigi is actually fully voiced here. They're using some of his voice clips from other games and kind of repeating them over and over again. So like, basically it's pretty cool because like Luigi's not the only one. I think almost all of the characters use voice clips or sound bites of some sort. So, dope stuff. You can see here they have a map of the Mushroom Kingdom for Paper Mario, as well as a picture of all the partners from the original Paper Mario. So, neat little touch there. That wasn't in the original. But this is what confirmed to be that this was just a 1000-Year Door remaster. This looks absolutely stunning. You're seeing a rogue port where he pulls into the port. There isn't a frame drop when the boat turns around like it was in the original. So, like, I'm super glad they fixed that. So, they kept the noose. You don't see it like in this screenshot, but they kept the noose, which is absolutely mind-blowing that, like, they kept that in there. You also have the scene where the Piantas come out, and I hope they keep the scene where they come out and they jump the fuck out of these two. Like, oh my gosh, they just beat them up. It just, oh my gosh, that's just so iconic. We get Meadow Hills as well as Petalburg Village and stuff like that. Everything looks so gorgeous. Nice little lighting scene here. Professor Frankly, he uses Goomba voice clips and stuff like that, which is like super cool. And then Goombella has her own unique ones. Another thing, real quick, one thing that was revealed to me, we can see the backsides of characters that aren't like Mario and Peach. Because, fun fact, in the original game, the only characters that had backsides were Mario and Peach. And everybody else kind of just faced the camera at all times. So, we got backsides for everybody now. So, super exciting stuff. I just love the attention to detail. I want to say, I have never wanted to go to Boggly Woods in a playthrough of Paper Mario, TTYD, more in my life. This used to be like the worst part of the game, and just look at this. It's so gorgeous. Just look at the lighting, the colors. You have the shadow sirens in the background. Just look how stunning this is. I have never wanted to go to Boggly Woods more in my life, ever. I mean, ever. So, absolutely stunning stuff here. Duplic's castle. Just look at that in the background. Just look how stunning it looks. Oh my gosh. I'm floored by this. I feel like this is less of an analysis video and more of a I gush about how awesome we're getting this game, how awesome it is we're getting this game, and how gorgeous it looks. Like, oh my gosh. So I will say, for some parts, I feel like the lighting goes a little bit too crazy, but like, I don't care. That's a flaw I'm willing to take. And I feel like a million people pointed this out, and I'll move my camera. Oop, I meant to move my camera. This Toad was not in the original game at all. It's also got a nice little martial arts outfit, kind of fitting, you know, the glitz pit and all that. So I don't think he's probably gonna be the only NPC. I don't even know if he'll do anything outside of just being a new NPC, but it's super nice that they're adding NPCs. But there is a tragedy, guys. We do have a loss to mourn, and I need to go back to it because I actually completely forgot about it. So we gotta go back to Petal Meadows here. The Toad that talks about Fire Emblem, the Toad Kid. He's gone! Guys, they got rid of the Fire Emblem Toad! No! No! It's so tragic. What did Fire Emblem Toad do to deserve this? Boycott the game, everybody. All jokes aside, it's really cool how in this section here, this staircase spawns way faster than it does in the original game after you hit the switch. So there's probably going to be a lot more snappiness to the overworld animations, kind of get there really quickly, get done. Super nice stuff. So seeing Mario uses the paper power-ups that allow him to like traverse more and stuff like that, super cool. I really hope that they fix a lot of the wonkiness involved with the punies in the Boggly Tree. I can't imagine they wouldn't. You can already see the attention to detail and a lot of quality of life stuff being put in. I imagine a lot of the wonkiness here is going to be fixed. Because like I said, this is probably the worst part of the game, but still cool stuff overall. So we see Koops wanting to come along for the Hooktail Castle for his dad. We can see how like the switch flips there. We get to see Yoshi here that you get to name and stuff like that in the glitz pit. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see all the partners again. We get to see them all animated and stuff like that. So we get the battle for the first time. And so fun fact about this battle, there are 5 Goombas here in Petal Meadows. And the reason why this is an important detail is because outside of the pit of 100 trials, there are no 5 enemy lineups in the entire series. I mean, the entire game, outside of the pit of 100 trials. So that tells me they are rebalancing this game and its encounters. So whether if the lineups are random or if they're the exact same like they are in the original game. It remains to be seen. We got it probably a year out before I get this game, but just fun little interesting fact that one of my friends pointed out to me. They are rebalancing the battles in this game, so I can't wait. It's going to be pretty exciting stuff. Another one of my friends pointed out the UI, everything kind of being lined up here at the top. I don't know how I feel about that. I kind of liked having Mario and the partner underneath one another like that, and I also feel like this section with the star powers is kind of crammed, but I mean, I still think it looks pretty good. I don't think it's necessarily a problem. Also, they specify that you hit a super guard here instead of just saying awesome. Pretty dope stuff. I really like the fact that they're being super transparent. Just looks absolutely great. The blooper boss battle towards the beginning. The stage hazards at the back are returning. So you can see the stage background fell on the enemies. You can see that there's a new animation here where she has a very determined, angry look on her face. That wasn't, you know, in the original game. So all the characters are going to be a lot more expressive. So absolutely dope. I'm really hoping to see some of that. Bowser section here. They replaced Airhead with Lunkhead, so we know they're going to be retranslating the game. I hope that they don't change too much. I feel like the original game's dialogue's already fantastic as it is. From what I can see from like Goombell and stuff like that, already like they haven't changed too much. It just appears to be this so far. And I never noticed this. I didn't realize there was a Bowser here with a mustache. So this like Bowser's dad or something? Like, did I just miss this in all my TTYD playthroughs? Like, I've just never noticed this before. So pretty interesting there. You see he's got the mustache. Moving on along, Bowser gets the meat power up to get big and go invincible. You can see here we got an image of the backside of Bowser right there. So he faced towards the camera originally, but you see his backside just like all the other characters in this game. So really dope stuff. I love it. Goes on here. You can see that dry bones are the same in the TTYD version, not unlike the Super Mario RPG where they took a more modern version. One of my favorite things for this game is that they kept all the TTYD designs for all the enemies and they didn't modernize anything. So chef's kiss, absolutely love it. Mario getting zapped being a lot more animated when he gets one of the power-ups from the locked chest. So that's pretty cool. So right here, you can see that there's new reactions and animations for all the characters. So you can see here, Yoshi has this reaction that he's never had before. So all the characters have reactions like these, and it's just absolutely great. And my favorite thing about this art style, because people commented that they got rid of the white outline, which is true, or rather they made it more more bearable, because you can see here the white outline that these characters have corresponds to the lighting. So like you can see here, the white outline isn't at the bottom of like Mario's model, but it's towards the top, and that's just super dope. And it's very faint. It's not like super thick like it is in modern Paper Mario titles, especially the Origami King. And you're getting to really see the fact that Mario's legs, hands, and basically everything about his paper body is a separate layer. And this is true for all the characters in the original game too, but they're all animated differently. And with how they're expressing the characters now, it just looks so incredible. Like, you know how people talk about like, this is how I remember games with my rose tinted glasses? This is how the Thousand Year Door looks in my mind. It's just how beautiful it looks. It's so incredible. So, wire hammering through the crowd. You know, you have the cutscene. See, even the NPCs are more expressive than they were in the original. Like, just look at this. Like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. I absolutely love this. So, everything looks absolutely fantastic. This Dupless one here, probably referencing the meme. Like, I love it. Absolutely great. So this was that picture when I was thinking of when I said the lighting goes a little bit too crazy for some parts, but I get it. It's the first major boss of the game. They have to show off this part of the game especially, be like, hey, look how incredible our game is. So like, I get it. I just think the light coming in here right on his face just a little bit much, but again, I still love it. Looks amazing. Oh my gosh. So I'm not going to go too much into the individual details that I missed. There's plenty of other videos for that. But I just wanted to, point out some really dope things. One thing that's super cool, this section with tech here. In the English translation of the game, this is usually green where the camera is, but in the original Japanese version of the game it's red. So I think it's going to be red across all versions, and this scene looks absolutely stunning. They also remixed the soundtrack for this. I think it's Peach's song in this game. Instead of sounding so upbeat and quick, they kind of made it sound more melancholy and more fitting of that scene itself. And, you know, 2024, guys, we're going to get it next year. So I'm just absolutely ecstatic that this is announced. I can't wait to put out another video where I discuss the future of the series again, because, guys, let me tell you, this changes everything. Absolutely everything. Like, we could be getting Paper Mario titles like the first two in 4 to 5 years from now, because Super Mario RPG's remake and this remake was very successful. Like, I cannot stress how we might be living in the best timeline. That's going to be it for the analysis video. I appreciate you all. Please like the video as well as subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. That's going to be it, everybody, and you all have a fantastic and wonderful day. Bye.